The southwest of Germany is home to many global brands: Mercedes and Porsche, Bosch and STIHL. It's a land of inventors who are happy to reach out beyond their provincial borders. Hans-Peter STIHL is one of those Swabians who are always on the go, and has been for 60 years. From early sawing machines to cutting-edge technology.
Wir verkaufen natürlich als Kernprodukt.
Our core product is still the chainsaw. In the meantime, though, our range includes other motor-powered equipment. We're proud of being the leading maker of chainsaws on the US market.
Die meistverkaufte Marke im handgehaltenen Gerätebereich sind.
I particularly enjoy it when I enter the United States and the customs officer asks me,
"Are you the Mr. STIHL?"
When I confirm that I am, they wave me through fairly quickly. The family enterprise has been going for more than 100 years. For all the changes it has undergone, one thing remains: carefully cultivating its roots and enabling progress. Successful strategies can be exported too, across the Atlantic or to the Middle Kingdom. Once a year, STIHL Senior and Junior travel to China to visit their subsidiary. They know the country and its rapid pace of change. What's immediately noticeable in 2014 is the deterioration in the air quality. The concentration of particulates in the big cities is so high that they would immediately trigger an alarm at home. Something needs to be done about this in China. Most of it is due to heavy industry and domestic fires. The factory in China has become an established institution. In 2014, the year of the horse, it employs almost 800 people, a sort of extended family under the sign of the saw. It is headed by a German who was already here when the foundations were being driven into Chinese soil.
Wenn man etwas von Grund auf aufbaut und man macht die ersten
When you
Dinge
build something up from scratch,
Fehler miteinander, man lernt
you also make mistakes together.
Dann wächst man.
You develop together and you grow closer together. We all speak the same language. Unfortunately, I don't speak Chinese, so we communicate in English, but we understand each other. That isn't always the case.
Nicht in allen Betrieben a priori gegeben.
The brand is popular in Asia. STIHL products are associated with the seal of German quality and with Swabian culture. That pays off. Over 5 million units have already been manufactured here, and as you can imagine, this figure is constantly rising.
Der chinesische Markt ist ein reiner Profimarkt. The
Chinese market is a purely professional market. The new middle classes usually hire service companies, such as landscape gardeners, and they make high demands. They want durable products that offer good value for money. And that's our challenge.
Und sie brauchen noch günstigere, kostengünstigere Produkte. Und das ist eben eine besondere Herausforderung.
Wir brauchen nicht nur angelernte Kräfte, sondern wir brauchen auch.
We need qualified employees. So we've introduced a dual education system here, like that in Germany. That way, we're training our own specialists.
Und auf diese Art und Weise ziehen wir uns die eigenen Fachkräfte heran.
Man muss natürlich, das Allerwichtigste, seine Mitarbeiter auch von Anfang an gut behandeln.
You have to treat your employees well. It's always important for the corporate culture that you mean what you say and live by it.
Auch Vertrauen der Mitarbeiter, dass man das, was man sagt, dann auch wirklich ernst meint.
Die Leute sind sehr interessiert, sehr offen.
People are very open-minded here.
Gelegenheit,
And you get an opportunity to sweep aside some misconceptions about Germany, such as the idea that every German has beer piped into his home straight from the brewery. Germans are held in high esteem here, which makes many things easier. That completes the success story. Not only are the sales figures healthy, but the famous corporate climate is too, which doesn't normally make the headlines. We go in search of clues after work, wondering whether the family atmosphere also thrives outside the factory. We're looking for the Sino-German recreational spirit. Shortly before the Chinese New Year festivities, all the employees are invited to the celebration. The party soon turns into a cultural and entertainment event, this time without the Swabian angle.
Hands up if you're down to get down tonight, 'cause it's always a good time. Slept in all my clothes like I didn't care. Hopped into a cab, take me anywhere. I'm in if you're down to get down tonight.
Die Verbindung von intensiven privaten Beziehungen.
In China, personal and business life are one and the same. Once you know your way around the rituals, you can put them to good use. That works quite well.
Anwenden und dann klappt das alles ganz gut.
Also in China habe ich...
I'm convinced that we will at least double our business in China over the next 20 years.
20 Jahren dort mindestens verdoppeln werden.
As a result, it's not only the Chinese who must learn German, the Germans must also learn Chinese.
我知道你不知道我，知道你不知道我，知道你不知道。
我知道啊，我知道。